Hi everyone, today I will discuss the lesson 7 in integrated marketing communication, which is magazine advertising and radio advertising. In this lesson, the learning objectives are as follows. Discuss the strategic use of magazine. Discuss the strategic use of radio advertising in IMC. Discuss the importance of the look of magazine design and the sound of radio design. What is magazine advertising? These are the print ads that run in a local or natural magazine. Magazines are typically read by highly interested audiences because there are specific magazines for various topics. This allows you to reach an audience that has higher potential for persuasion if your product relates closely to the topic of the publication. Magazines typically have glossy finishes and full color for strong creative design. People are also tend to hold onto magazine longer than newspaper, which provides for the possible repeat exposures to your ad over time. There are several important elements in magazine layout, such as headline, image caption, running head, byline, subhead, body copy, and others. Here we look into the 10 crucial elements of a magazine layout. One is headline. It is the most important element of a magazine layout design. It can be a various sizes but should be set in size bigger than the other text elements in the page. A headline should be interesting, meaningful, and compelling enough as it increases the chances of an article to be read. Next is introductory paragraph, also known as intro, kicker, deck, or stand first. An introductory paragraph is the main piece of the content that introduces a reader to an article. It carries forward what a headline has succeeded in doing, catching the attention of a reader. It connects a reader to the main article, taking forward a reader's journey in the midst of the article. Next is body or text body copy. This is a more lengthy and detailed part of the magazine when compared to the introductory paragraph of the leading or headline of an article. A well-written copy keeps a reader engaged to an article for the most part, generally till the end of the article. When we say bylines, it is important that you acknowledge the person and the team which has worked on an article. Usually, the author's name is written under the headline of the article, which is also known as the byline. It can be written in the same font size as that of the body copy. Next is subheadline or subhead. These are used to break an article into various sections or compartments, indicating what the next set of paragraph is going to talk about. It can be written in the same font in which the body copy is written, but it should stand out from the body copy at the same time. You can keep it bold so that it looks like a mini heading or headline. An important thing to bear in mind is that you should not place subheads below an image or a quote in an article. Next is pull quotes. These usually provide a different dimension to an article in a magazine, making it look more interesting. Quotes aid in conveying your story to a reader and are coupled with images become potent. You can either have quote verbatim from the portion of the body copy, or you could perhaps summarize a few points of the body copy in different words and have them a quote or an excerpt. Ideally, the quotes are should be in a font that is different from the font in which the body copy has been written. Captions for images. These should be written in a way that they complement the image being used in the article. A caption should describe an image and should ideally be placed immediately before the image. The font size of image caption can be the same as that at the font which the body copy has been written or slightly smaller than that. The section head or the running head, every magazine article does not need a running head, but some do. These are usually placed at the top of every page of a magazine and aid readers in navigating through an article easily. A running head should be designed creatively so that it looks good because it is present on the outmost all pages of the magazine. And the reader sees it very now and then, so it has be visualized attractive. Next is folio. This should be designed in such a way that you do not annoy a reader who looks into on almost every page of a magazine. It is a way arranging sheets of paper in your magazine by folding them in a certain manner. You should trend with caution, especially when you have many pages in your magazine containing full-blood images. A reader could be annoyed if you place folios on those pages. And lastly, the box copy or the funnel. Such boxes contain important facts related to the topic of the article that a reader should know while reading a magazine article. This could be statistic or dates or anything factual in nature which is important to know and short in length. Such data is placed in a box to catch the attention of a reader. A box can have dedicated heading as well. Why advertising in magazine is beneficial? An increased interest in print advertising has followed this renewed interest to print publications. There are many ways your company can benefit from magazine advertisement, and we've listed a few below. One is inspired readers, targeting audience, credibility, they last, and focus attention. Magazines provide a wealth of information, inspiration, and creative ideas for readers. An informational given to the reader may drive them to go out and visit stores and search online to find out more. Targeting audience, a magazine created to target audiences depending upon the topic or a theme. This means advertisement within each spread are relevant to content of the magazine. This guarantees your advertisement will be in front of a target audience that cares about products like yours, since the reader considers the magazine content important. Credibility. Magazine content is more likely to be trusted by the reader as they have picked out the magazine for themselves. Because of this, readers will be spend time reading through the advertisement and are more likely to trust their credibility. A survey conducted revealed 82% of the participants trusted printed advertisement such as newspaper and magazine the most when making a purchase decision. Another is they last. Unlike online content, magazines are more likely to last because they are physical objects. As consumers hold on to a magazine for extended period of time, an advertisement continues working each time they pick up the issue. People will even save images and pages for inspiration or trade magazine issues with friends. This magazine lasts, their content, ads included, leave and a lasting message. Another is focus attention. Printed materials capture the attention of the reader. If your audience is physically holding a copy of a magazine, they don't have the opportunity to multitask on multiple forms of media. it is more likely that you will have their complete attention. And it is a high quality. Typically, magazine present high quality images. This allows for the best representations of your product. Newspaper and direct mail are slightly less effective as they don't provide the same portrayal for your advertisement. And then we go to radio advertising. Radio advertising is a buying commercial to promote products or services. Advertisers pay commercial radio station for the airtime. In exchange, the radio station broadcasts the advertiser's commercial to its listening audience. There are types of radio advertising that you can choose from. By identifying and explaining the various types, you are able to gauge which would suit your specific advertising campaign needs best. One is radio lives reads. Second is radio sponsorship, radio jingles, radio testimonials, personified commercial, and straight head. Radio live reads is a live read is which the radio personality or DJ reads out the advert live on earth. Listeners are already familiar with the radio personality voice and they are more likely to engage with the advert. Live reads also help your brand stand out from the rest, shining on a spotlight on your message. Next is radio sponsorship. This type of ad is for those that are looking for approach to the radio advert. You can choose a sponsor's news, competition, sports, traffic, or any of regular programming on the particular radio station. Radio jingles is connected between music and the memory guarantee, which is why most people gravitate towards this type of radio advert. The power of radio advertising. The radio testimonial, there is something reassuring about hearing the others people experiences with particular product or services. Testimonial adverts are exactly that, people giving a real life account of how they found your product or services. As human, we feel more comfortable trying something new if someone else have tried it before. Because in our minds, we know that advertising are made with the sole intention to make something appealing for you to buy into it. Using testimonial adverts makes the audience more receptive and adds credibility for the brand. Next is personified commercial. Like storytelling, you want the listener to create the whole picture in their minds, get their imagination working, adding characters that are help them connect with the story and makes them want to find out what happened next, which means they will have to stay in to turn in. And lastly, the straight thread. This type of radio advertisement usually focuses on the advantages of the brand that is advertising. Important information such as how listeners can get in touch with you, address or email or phone details, is generally in a monologue format. How to create a radio advertisement? Depending on the type of radio advertisement you are going for, the most you will need is the voice-over artist, some music, script, and recording studio or device. Your radio advertising message must be clearly understood and aim to stimulate the audio senses in order to steer the imagination of the listener. People shouldn't have to go to work too hard to understand what you're trying to convey. The script needs to be short, engaging, and to the point. Your ad needs to cut through the rest with a single-minded concept that stirs up emotions. The radio ad script, it is an ultimately script you should able to answer the following questions. What's the purpose of the ad? What's the offer or the key benefits? Who is the target market? What do you want the listener to do? Does an ad require just one voiceover or can you use multiple voiceovers? Is it 15 seconds ad or 30 seconds ad? Is the advert memorable? In radio ad message, you have less than 30 seconds to get your message across. You need to make sure it clearly defined. Keep your message as simple as possible. What problem are you solving? What is going to make the listener tune back in once the music has stopped and the ads have begun? Your language and voice-over artist need to appeal to your audience. How can the product service you're pitching help the listener? How can it translated in a way that will make the listener care? And lastly, the radio ad call to attention. What do you want the listener to do? Visit your website, find you in Instagram. You need to tell the listeners what you want them to do next, whether the action is a phone call, ordering online, or visiting a store. And that's all for magazine and radio advertising. Thank you.